Alright, let's take a look at AMD. AMD had a pretty shitty day today. It does run the possibility of running down even farther, given the fact that it's so far away from the 50 EMA. You know, when stocks climb this quickly, you know, if you do like a trend line like this, you know, it's been climbing pretty steadily for some time. You got a stair step here, and then here this just kind of looks like a drop, and it's trying to find support again. It kind of looks like the support's going to be around 1442 or something. If you look at the intraday chart here, like I said earlier, the 1442, I'd be surprised if it falls back down. You know, it did manage to touch again right here, and it tried to break below, but it obviously didn't. You got some higher relative volume near the end of the day for the positive. So, I mean, it is entirely possible for it to jump back up a little bit, and even into tomorrow, tomorrow morning, I wouldn't be surprised if it jumps up just a little bit before it starts tanking some more. So, if you do your trend line, it would look kind of something like this. So it's a pretty steep looking trend line. A better trend line would be something like this, you know. So that's the one I would use. This is an internal channel in my opinion. So let's take a look. So we got something going on like this. So it did end up hitting the top of this day, trying to make a break for, let's see if I can get this a little bit better. So my assumption, which I should never do, is that it would have attempted to break the high of this channel, and by breaking it, it would have turned into a little bit of a momentum with all the good news that AMD's been having. But clearly people are trying to take in a lot of profits, and I'm not surprised given how long AMD has been climbing and the condition of the overall market. This one is entirely possible that it finds a little bit of consolidation in here between, let's say, 1442 and 1370, something like that. It might play around a little bit in there, but it could very easily find its way back down to 13 just to climb back up for another 20-ish% gain. So if you haven't left your position, that's okay. Don't like worry too much, because tomorrow you could end up snagging a little bit more profit, especially early on in the morning. But it really will depend on tomorrow morning how it will open, especially how it closes. If it closes with a huge volume towards a positive price action, then I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow morning if it does end up opening up a little high. So this one could get pretty interesting. I'm just going to monitor it. I do want to bring up edit. I did have a buy signal right here, and I kind of missed it, and then I didn't want to fall into the trap of FOMO because I noticed it around here. I had an alert at the 2361 roughly, and if you look here at 1361, is that edit? What's going on here? Whoops, I meant right there, 2361, my bad. So at the 2361, which was somewhere around here, is when I was notified, and I didn't jump into it quick enough, or rather I didn't jump in because right when it alerted me at 1361, I kind of looked at it and I was like, oh, okay, we got a doji right here, so it looks like it's going to turn around, and sure enough it did, but it found support at the 2351. Not crazy high volume, but throughout the day you got a volume spike here, and if you I would have still not gotten in just because of the condition, but you know, people who are more used might have, and it ended up going on a perfect trade for like 14% in one day. So I kind of do regret not buying into it, and if it did start going south, just set my stop loss really tight for like a -3% or something, because I would have risked, like, let's say I got in late, like right here at the turnaround, meeting the 20 EMA, and if I got in, I would have just waited until somewhere around here, and I would have probably sold it somewhere around here, you know, for, you know, somewhere around this area. So I would have made like a quick 5 to 6%, which isn't bad for an intraday trade if you did end up doing that. but I wouldn't be surprised if it drops a little bit as people taking profits with the VWAP being so far away. But, you know, pretty interesting how it ended up following the overbought deviation, the 2 deviation right here, and it kind of just ended up following it, so that's pretty cool. That's just a sign of people selling when they hit that deviation right there, so that's pretty cool. I think that's all I'm going to bring up before this video gets too long. See ya.